Got the new Game Boy. It's got analog sticks. Alrighty, so here is our device that we'll be looking at today. The 007 Plus, I guess this is the James Bond edition of this handheld. Android's game console, 640 by 480 screen, high resolution screen. Amp-owned, okay. Gamepad, it does have gamepad support, should you want to choose to do that. Supports 9 major. It's better than 8 major. BRIGHT. This thing is bright, bro. This thing is bright. And it has a memory card built into the system already. We could see here we have a list of the specs of the system. 3.5-inch high definition IPS screen. This is the CPU / GPU in it. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know what any of this means. 1 GB of RAM, 8 GB of memory, supports card expansion up to 128 gigs. So if you need some more room for stuff, you know, this is a decent little system. My friends over at KeepRetro.com sent this over. I will have a link to this unit in the description box down below. Hopefully it's good. It retails for $69.99, so it's not a super expensive one. So I'm not expecting, like, you know, the craziest performance out of it or anything like that, but for 70 bucks, you know, hopefully we get something a little good here. We have our instructions. Real men don't need instructions. Our charging cable, and here is the device itself. Okay, we got a lot of stuff going on with this. A lot of stuff going on with this. What does this say? Yeah, whatever. Sticker to remove the mask, the screen guard. Please peel off the mask with this sticker. Well, I sure as hell didn't do that. I guess there's a film on the screen. Maybe? Like, it kind of looks like there is, because there's a bubble right there. If you see that, there is a bubble on here. I'll do this off camera. Hold on. Okay, I got it with my finger. First impressions, I like the size of it. I actually think it's a pretty good size. A lot of the systems we've been looking at have kind of been like mini systems, so I definitely like the size of it. This is a champagne gold, which I think is just, it's a very, very sexy color. D-pad feels decent, you know, it's not the best, not the worst. It feels fine. Buttons feel nice. It says it does have mechanical buttons on this. Then we have our analog sticks here. The Game Boy with analog sticks. It kind of looks like boobs, you know, and I'm a man who enjoys some boobage, so you know, that's fine. Good position. I would rather have the D-pad up and the analog stick down, so I think that's a good thing to have, especially with a lot of these games. Obviously, you know, we're looking at older systems here. I believe this is our power button here, our reset button as well, and then we have volume control. This is where our memory card would go if we want to expand it. Power connections, headphone jack. I like these grips on the back. They're raised. It has a texture to it, so you know, it feels good in your hand. I'm never a big fan of these trigger buttons. Is this the speaker? That's interesting. Usually the speaker's like on the front. Anyways, I'm never a huge fan of these. I never really use them. Like, I get it, some games require that sort of stuff, but let's go ahead and turn this bad boy on, and let's check out some games on it. Alrighty, so here we have our interface showing us. Ooh, okay, that's a little loud. Let me turn that down just a smidgen. You can already tell, might not be the best ROM dump ever with 1,500 NES games. We have some Neo Geo games, Capcom CSP2 or CPS2, Capcom CPS1, MAME games. Oh, that's a good amount of games. 1,000 MAME games on there. Last played games. Obviously, we've played none of them, but we'll get into that. So there's 10,000 games preloaded onto it. GBA, original Game Boy Color, N64, Sega Mega Drive. What is that? Don't you mean Sega Genesis? PS1, PSP, Super Famicom. Okay. So those are our 9 systems on here. Honestly, a pretty solid lineup of systems. And then we have our games list here. Oh, Alien vs. Predator. That's always a fun one. Dungeons and Dragons. I'm not a D&D person, but I definitely like the Dungeons and Dragons video games because they're side-scrolling beat-em-ups. Let's try a little Marvel versus Street Fighter here. 2 coins? Screwing me over here. I'm such a basic person. I always go Ryu and Wolverine. Those are my characters, though. Okay. So this is... yeah, it's running as it should. Feels... the D-pad feels... you gotta remember, I'm playing this on a very weird angle right now. But I actually really like this D-pad now that I'm... because a lot of these D-pads on these systems are extremely stiff. Like, it's a nightmare to play, and like your thumb ends up hurting. But like this D-pad actually feels like rather nice. Let's see if the analog... okay, so we could check out the analog sticks here too, which I don't really use much for fighting games. But, oh wow, I wasn't paying attention there. All right, let's go. Let's go, Logan. Let's go. I gotta pay attention, or else people in the comments are gonna be like, you suck at this game. I'm like, no, bro. I'm trying to record, and I'm trying to talk about my experience with the system all at the same time. All right. But yeah, I think the screen itself actually looks very nice too. Like, the game is definitely popping. Hopefully it comes across. I'm gonna have to upgrade this camera to a different camera one day. But definitely, okay. Is there a home button here? Okay, we hit this button here in the middle, and we get game slots, save states. You could set up our button configuration as well. So we'll go ahead and exit out of this. So CPS 3 running fine, or CPS 2, I should say, running fine. I'm not going to bother with NES. I'm not going to bother with Super Famicom. I want to see, what this system can do for other stuff. So N64, this should be pretty interesting. Wave Race is a notoriously difficult game to sort of work with. If you know anything about N64 emulation, Wave Race, Cruisin' USA, yes, even though these were very early games in the system's life cycle, they could be some of the more difficult ones. And I'm definitely seeing some issues with Wave Race. There's definitely some stuttering. Let's see if that clears up, or if it potentially gets worse. Welcome. Oh, I'm not feeling... oh, wait. Maybe it's okay. Come here, Mr. Dolphin. Where are you going? Come back, Echo. Oh, look, the analog stick lights up when you use it. That's actually pretty cool. I like that. This isn't perfect, but I mean, it's actually running okay. Like, it's definitely playable, but you can notice that there is a little bit of a hiccup here. Like I said, we're looking at a cheaper system, but once you get out of the menus, like, it seems to be a lot better. Let's check out another N64 game. Something that, like, that I've played more recently, so I can, do the controls. I mean, we'll take a look at the N64 games list here too. There's a lot of bust-a-move on here. Does anyone really need that much bust-a-move? Wipeout. We got Elmo, so if you want to buy this for a child, like, hey. I wonder if they skipped certain games because of the fact that maybe they don't work. You know what? Here's a fun one. Let's check out Killer Instinct. This will be interesting to see how this performs on this device. And then, of course, we'll check out some PlayStation, and we'll check out some... I really like this screen, though. Man, we'll check out some PSP as well. Ooh, okay. Not the best first impression, but, if it's just a menu, that's okay. But yeah, hopefully that clears up. Yeah. Not great. It's not great. Yeah, this is unplayable. That's disappointing. Like, even though it's only $70, like, still, now I have to wonder about a lot of these other N64 games. I'm curious to see if there is any Super Mario or No Mercy on here, or any N64. Oh, here's a good one. This will be a good test as well. So if you're buying this for Killer Instinct Gold, it's not probably the best idea in the world. All right, so here's F-Zero. F-Zero is running solid. Like, this is fine. This is ideal. This is how it should run. So I guess the conclusion we're gonna draw with N64 stuff is your mileage is gonna vary. You know, it kind of depends on the game. I'm surprised that F-Zero is running so well and Wave Race didn't, because I don't know, that seems kind of backwards to me. But N64, a little bit hit or miss, but you know, that's just how it's going to be with this system as far as, you know, what's going to work great and what's not going to work great. So let's check out some PS1 now. So now let's check out some Tekken 3, and it's actually running perfectly. This is a 60 frame per second game, and looks good. There's no hiccups or anything like that. Yes, I am Eddie, because I am a cheap player, and I'm just going to do his kicks and kick you around a lot. So if Tekken's working, you know, 95% of the library for the PS1, you know, it should work just fine. We'll check out another game, though, just for the heck of it. To make sure, you got the original Diablo on there if you want to play that. Pretty decent list of games. You know, it seems like it has the stuff that I would be interested in playing, such as Alone in the Dark. I'm just kidding. Nobody likes the original. I don't know. Like, people... Maybe that's not fair, because the original Alone in the Dark really did sort of pave a way for Resident Evil. I mean, you know, Shinji Mikami, like, gives credit to the game. I love Batman Forever, the arcade game, by the way. I hope this is the arcade game, too, and not the godforsaken Batman and Robin. I just saw Batman, and I was like, oh, look, there's my hat. I saw Batman, and I was like, okay, it is Batman Forever. Dun, dun. So this is the speaker, by the way. I forgot to follow up that information, but that's very different. I don't hate it. Like, the speaker itself sounds fine, and it's loud, so get me into the game, please. This is a super fun game, and I don't know why more people don't really talk about it, because I enjoy it. I will say this analog stick isn't terrible. Like, it's nice, and I like that they light up when you use them. Like, it's such a simple thing, but I don't know. I think it's kind of cool, honestly. So, yeah, your PS1 is going to run fine on this thing. A nice little PlayStation 1 portable PSP. If you look at it with this system, I don't know where I was going with that. But if you're buying this for PlayStation 1 stuff, I think you'll be very, very happy. So, let's check out some PSP next. All right, so let's check out some PSP. We got Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops on here, and yeah, it's not running great. Let's get out of the holding cell and see what's up. And strangely enough, it's a Japanese ROM, so I've been kind of struggling to figure out all of that sort of fun stuff, because I'm a stupid American. I speak English. You know, it's playing the game, but it's not playing the game well. It's, you know, so I don't know. Let's play a little bit more and see. Most of the PS1 or PSP games, I should say, that were listed in the directory are mostly smaller games, like the PSP minis, and I could see why, because, you know, this is definitely not running well at all. So, and like I said, it's the Japanese version for some reason. Okay. Like, I get it. You know, it's cool to have different regions and stuff like that. But, you know, I feel like my viewers, at least, will, most of them probably speak English instead of Japanese. But I could be wrong. Maybe I'm big in Japan and I just don't realize it. Yeah, this isn't working for me. So PSP, it's not the best. It's and like I said, you can look at the lineup of games here and see there are retail titles on here, but a lot of these games are kind of like the smaller mini games and stuff like that. It's a weird blend of English and Japanese games as well. So, you know, I don't know. I will say, if you're doing PSP and under, excuse me, if you're doing PlayStation 1 and under, I think it's pretty good. I like the screen on it. Obviously all this is going to work fine. you know, it's not bad for $70, but I feel like there's better options out there. I'll have a link to this in the description box down below if you want to pick one up over on KeepRetro's website. You know, it's not the worst thing. I like the screen. I really like the D-pad. The button layout is pretty good too. But I will say for anything above PlayStation 1, like N64, your mileage is going to vary on it. Like that's just the truth. PSP, I don't even know why it's like I wouldn't even put the PSP on there. I would have tried to have done something else or included more games from other systems on there. But let me know what you think of this system in the comments section down below. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. Hit the bell as well. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.